Welcome to the viewers of Dataquest. Today we have with us the winner of the Dataquest AtmaNirbhar Champion Award, the National Payments Corporation of India and or NPCI. And on its behalf, we will be talking to Mr. Dilip Asbe, Managing Director and CEO. Welcome and heartiest congratulations to your organization.
Thank you so much. It's truly an honor for NPCI and all its employees.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll just tell for our viewers that the DataQuest jury panel was unanimous in the recognition of NPCI for the contribution to Digital India, for for high capacity cashless platforms and innovative large scale payment processing technologies, and in particular UPI. So I think that since UPI is the most famous and fastest growing, probably I'll say it's the best tech product in the world. So maybe UPI is a good place to start. So maybe if you can tell us about the UPI's journey till 2022, what it achieved in 2022, and morely what more can we expect, because it's truly glowing global. So we'd be looking forward to all of that.
See, I strongly believe that growth is a journey, and and somewhere I'm saying we are in between 25% to 30% of the journey, right? I think the remaining 2/3 journey or 3/4 journey is still pending to be traveled, right? And the way we look at it is, I strongly believe that I think the country, the ecosystem, everybody should look at and put our minds towards, how do we grow, travel that 30, say the remaining 70% or 60%, which is pending, right? Because I think then only it's a true potential for the UPI. Because when we say a citizen scale system, the majority of the country's citizens should be using it. Otherwise, calling it any payment system or any system for that matter as a citizen scale may not be true to its what you call potential or the ability to deliver as a public good to the citizens. So I think the lot of work still ahead for all of us, banks, NPCI, fintechs, the startups, everybody to look at this. The second point is the way we look at, in fact, the Governor RBI spoke in day 4 yesterday's speech that, everybody now should get ready their system for 100 crore transactions a day, right? So what it means is we have done about 30 crore as a peak volume on UPI on a daily basis. So what I think the honorable governor's message is to ensure that you can grow 3x now, and he's not telling that do it later. He's saying do it now. So I think that's the obligation on the ecosystem now that governor is talking about. The Prime Minister spoke in the yesterday's what you call the webinar, which was organized by Ministry of Finance, and Finance Minister herself was there, that the RuPay and UPI has become the identity of India, right? I think it's a great way to describe the UPI and RuPay as a phenomena, and I think it just puts lot of responsibility to everybody's shoulder to ensure that we don't let the country down. And especially at this crucial juncture. So I think the journey has been exciting. I think lot has to be done. Lot has been done, but I think the lot more has to be done. I think to just to respond back to your question.
Yeah. And I think in India, it's already like a big household name. I'm seeing that so many tie-ups with other countries in one form or the other. So what is like,
So the government and RBI's vision is the way India is self-sufficient on the domestic payments. The India should be also self-sufficient in the long run. I'm saying this because the cross-border pipes takes long time to build up, about 24 to 36 months for each country. But is it possible to, in next 10 years' time, build up the cross-border pipes for the few large interested countries of India, partners of India, which are important from a diaspora standpoint, which are important from trade standpoint, right? So which are important from traveler standpoint, right? So these are the this is the kind of a broad framework which has been laid down by the government of India, Prime Minister, and the RBI. I think NPCI as a implementing or executing agency for the government and RBI, we are kind of on that road. And NPCI has a subsidiary now, NPCI International, and it has a independent CEO, Mr. Ritesh Shukla, and his team. So now his team has been tasked to kind of build that bridge to the world partner countries. In that process, we are also seeing as again the vision of the Prime Minister has been the India's public good can be the public good of the world. So the NIPL team is also looking at that whether we can let the NPCI's payment stack, which has been built, can be used by the other countries for their domestic use. Again, it's a purely a choice. It's a purely a big decision for that country to use India's payment stack. But obviously, there is some good progress which we have seen, and countries would like to leapfrog using the India's payment stack, which is very advanced and progressive.
Yeah. So you talked about the India stack also. Could you speak a bit more about that? Because I read somewhere that it's the largest open AI network in the world. So how do you leverage
So
that?
I'm saying, so when you look at, so India stack has payment stack, which has been actually built and contributed by NPCI. Then there is, the account aggregator framework. Then there is a open network digital commerce ONDC framework. Then there is a account aggregator framework, and then there is a health stack. So I think there are a variety of things which a health stack is actually in the progress to build. In fact, in the budget, Honorable Finance Minister spoke about that health stack. So I believe that next 1 or 2 years, you will see that the country is able to build bridge with variety of different countries at a very very different levels, right? So that's the kind of we are looking at to build in next few years time. It will take time, we have to be patient, but I think the efforts are on right track.
Yeah. So also like you talked of RuPay, India Stack, UPI, but I mean, if you look at the NPCI, there's a list of things, IMPS, BEAM, BBPS, Bharat QR. I mean, there's like a bouquet of offerings you seem to have. So maybe if you can speak about other products of the NPCI.
So the regulator's principle of payment system is customer choice, right? And technically, when the customer wants to transfer money to the other person, today he has RTGS if it's a high value payment, he has IMPS, he has NEFT, he has UPI, or for that matter, he can choose the wallets as well, right? I'm saying these are the payment option he or she has. Similarly, if you want to buy something from the market, you have debit cards, you have credit cards, you have wallets, you have UPI, right? I think these are the options you have. When you look at the e-commerce merchant, over and above this, whatever 4 payment methods I said, the customer also has a choice of internet banking and mobile banking, right? So I'm seeing number of places the aggregators have integrated that as well. So I'm saying that the India, because of its population, different education and awareness levels, the RBI's principle of having a customer choice and having multiple payment systems to be available back to the customer from a consumer choice standpoint, from a risk management standpoint, is, I think it's a great architecture. It's a great architecture to be deployed. And when we look at NPCI's system, the only network is common, right? But the entire infrastructure, the tracks of application servers, everything is actually fully segregated, isolated from the other payment systems, right? So that's the way we have built the architecture based on the RBI's direction and guidance.
One more thing you talked of like the architecture and it being isolated and all, a lot of another thing people are interested is the security. How secure is the system? What are the kind of security, does it just depend on you or the banks or the user? Maybe if you can speak about the security.
See, I'm saying this is something which all of us are worried about, right? But because as the digital is growing, the risk of cyber is also increasing, right? And there are events, geopolitical events worldwide. People talk about the next war is going to be played on internet and not in physical or not in person, right? So I strongly believe that there is a huge investments required by the ecosystem on a continuous basis, whether it's a skill set, whether it's a tools, or whether it's a processes, right? In terms of creating the robust cyber uh, a proof or a system or a network which is able to deal with this. See, the problem is penetration attacks will keep happening. Whether the system has the ability to the detect, respond, prevent, and recover kind of model, right? Because I don't think anybody can assume that the attacks will not happen. Attacks will happen. You will have vulnerabilities as well. But whether you are able to detect it faster, whether you are able to respond and recover faster, right? So I'm saying those are the principles which we adopt at NPCI to kind of deal with this issue. But again, I think this is the chain is as strong as its weakest link, right? That's what people say about, and I think this is the area where we believe that a lot of engagement, lot of industry ecosystem collaboration, and the what you call the continuous enhancements are required to ensure that this area is well invested ahead of time, which is very important.
Another like hot topic is cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, but I think the government has made it very clear that they want to go on the digital currency route, the digital rupee CBDC. So maybe if you can speak about cryptocurrency and digital, because the common person is not very aware of what exactly it is and how it will work.
See, obviously the RBI would be the best to speak about digital currency. But let me tell you based on the technical knowledge, what I have about some understanding on the digital currency, I think digital currency is a great alternative to the physical cash, right? It offers the tokenized form of the asset, right? Which has an underlying asset and which is obviously pegged at INR, which is the single currency which we operate on. And it offers programmability, it offers a smart contract based condition making. So our strong belief is the technology is fairly strong. I think the underlying tech is very solid, right? But obviously, it takes time. It takes time for to nurture any technology and make it acceptable to the ecosystem, to the consumer in that sense. So I think it's a great start, great pilot by the regulator, and I think people are giving very great feedback in that sense. So I'm saying we'll have to look at it. It's a 5 to 8 year journey, right, to popularize the digital currency, because of the cash, the affinity is very high, the touch and feel is very high. So I'm saying people will take time to kind of and nobody believes actually the physical cash issues like counterfeiting, the soiling, the cost of cash to the economy. I'm saying people don't appreciate this problems, right? I'm saying slowly I hope the understanding, awareness goes to the level in next few years so that the people are able to appreciate the digital form of all this
So
aspects.
yeah, so while giving your answer, you also talked of smart contracts. Is NPCI looking at blockchain, or is that too futuristic and far away?
So we have been no, we have been trying to do some things on the blockchain. It may be a little early to speak about it, but we have a blockchain practice within NPCI. We have a AI practice. So I think this all these emerging technology, our board is very clear that NPCI must explore NPCI NPCI to be a deep tech organization, right? That's an aspiration or a vision which board has set for us at the management level. And our approach is always that how can we innovate more, how can we execute faster, right? I think these are the two very core areas even the board and the RBI monitors NPCI's performance on, right? So our endeavor is to keep kind of the technology first approach. I try to solve the variety of issues which are faced by the ecosystem, by the citizens, is by leveraging the technology to its the best possible way.
Okay. And finally, like I'd like to know maybe a bit about more about your journey and the journey of your team NPCI. How you ventured into this, how the NPCI was formed, and how your team, I mean, your team has done something remarkable. So, what has been their challenges? What has been their journey like? If you can talk of the last 7, 8 years, I believe.
Yeah. No, I think no. I think it's 14 years now,
14
almost
years,
14th
wow.
year
So that's
running now.
what we hear only
14
of the
years
later
running
part
now.
of it. Yeah,
So
that's why.
I've been here for last 14 years now. So I'm employee number one of NPCI, and it's has been an absolute privilege and honor to be with NPCI, because I'm sure there are many better professionals than me to do this job. But thanks to all NPCI board, RBI, the government and the NPCI employees to allow me to be part of this illustrates very exciting and challenging journey, right? I'm saying it's never a dull moment in NPCI, and we have been also very fortunate in that sense, sir, to have the very committed leadership team, right? Obviously, because we don't have ESOPs, we don't have a lot of perks which the senior executives can get easily outside in any of the corporations, right? And but I think the people are very committed, and I think we all are bonded with a purpose at NPCI to kind of make a really great impact to our citizens, right? Because and it's very satisfying to see that the impact is happening actually. When you see that the tolls, 96% of the national highway toll is collected
Right.
by the electronic toll collection,
Correct.
FASTag,
Yeah.
or for that matter, majority of the bills now are paid by the Bharat Bill Pay system, right? And looking at the direct benefit transfer program, what the NPCI and the UIDI built for the government of India, it just came so handy with the at the COVID time to transfer the good benefit transfers to our citizens. So I'm saying that we are able to see and visualize, we are able to see and believe the impact by ourselves, and that's a great recognition from that standpoint, and no value can compromise that can kind of compensate that in our assessment. I think it's a great journey, but I still believe that my team and all of us believe that there is a lot more to be done. There is a lot more to be done.
So anyway, I'd like to thank you so much for your time and congrats once again. And it's great to hear so many positive digital stories out of India. About we are turning out to be the leading digital democracy, and digital public goods have really. And I'm really heartened to say that you feel a lot more has to be done. So it's great talking to you on that
Yeah.
regard.
Thank you so much, Purple. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.